Right, so quick update in day one of the new Benson Valley remade, or remodel, whatever I want to call it. So you can see the old railway along here is all gone, and this desk's been able to move back now. And I've got my first part of the structure of the new layout, which is higher up. So this is just normal timber, plain timber around the edges that I put, which has got a bit of a rebate. So take the tongue and groove. Decided to go with the tongue and groove chipwood because I do prefer it in way of its quite strong structure. I haven't got to do so many struts and stuff underneath it, and it can take, it's better wear and tear than the MDF. So directly underneath this, if I can lift one up, hang on. No. So directly underneath this, as you can see down there, and probably better underneath, there's no struts apart from the wooden battening around the outside edge, a wooden battening on the inside, and I've just put a bead in around for it to recess in. It's not actually fixed down at the moment because I still need to get the under layer railway out. Little tiny bits like this to be made up and stuff on the corners. Biggest project is going to be making this corner with some sort of lift up system so that I can have the door, getting in that through the door. So I'm thinking of having it so it lowers down, because at the top I've already got my TV and my speakers, which will be in the way. So it'll probably go down and then lift up and lock into position. And that'll probably be the same over the other side as well. And the underneath layout, which is going to come out, would be a good storage place, which should be excellent because I need a lot of storage. So that's another thing, it's going to be quite handy. And then it's just making this one over here across this door. And that, so there's still a lot to do, but this is only day one. So not bad for the first day of the new Benson Valley Railway. Right, so day two of the new Benson Valley Railway rebuild. As you know, I've been replacing the new layer, which is now waist height. So you can see it's like a nice height now to be able to work on, which I'm quite happy with it at the moment because it is a nice height. You're not bending over so much, and you can have a little stall here as well, and work away. So I'm just closing this off. So what I've been working on today is building up this corner, which I was saying about the doors are the biggest problem, getting across these doors. So what I've done today is this. I'll bring it up now. It's not 100% finished, but this bolts into place now like that. And I've got a bolt over here that goes across, but this not a very good bolt at the back here. I've got to replace that. I've got one on order from eBay, and this is almost dead level across here. It's slightly raised by a couple of millimeters, which might be an issue, but I could sand that down and plane that down. And over this side, because this new bench has gone in as well, I'll pick the video up and show you close up. And I've got a piece of wood here that's level almost with this one as well, and there's no play in them really too much. That's not been bolted down yet. So I'm hoping this should give me a perfect crossover of the rails. So what's going to happen then is these are going to go on crossover straight. They're not going to be doing it on a bend or anything like my last rail model. And by doing it on a straight and cutting through these, they should line up perfect every time. So these will just go round, bend round, and then go into that. And it's just going to be two tracks going round on here. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I'll grab the video, show you around my little shed. It's very small in here compared to some people's layouts. Right, yes, so that's all I've got is a bolt going in, and this is bolted over the back there at some point. I haven't got a bolt on here at the moment, and I don't think I need it really. It doesn't move, and I've still got the bit over the back there. I'm going to put a bit of chipboard across there. That's just for models and that. It's not going to move at all. So I'm quite pleased with this compared to last time. It got a lot better. And then this is the new piece that I put in today as well, which is just above my desk area, so the desk underneath fits in quite nicely. The TV's got to be raised, that's the only issue, but that's a 5-minute job. And then I'm slowly going to build this corner up. I've got to build a corner up here as well, just along here, and this has got to have another flat, a hinged section for the next one to go over here. And the other thing I've done is I've rewired my sockets, so they're not underneath now, and I've got power supplies all ready for connecting up the computers and the Arduinos, etc. And in the evenings, because this is like I say day 2 of working on it, but I've been at work, so it's in the evenings, I've been drawing up my plans. So these are my two main routes that are going to go around the room. It's an up and a down, and then this is going to be a sort of a yard for turning. This over here is going to have a turntable around here, so the trains come into here to turn around, because the station's over the back there. It's the main part of the station. The two main routes go through the station. There's a through route, and it's got one of these a stop part here, which will have another unit, like say train come down here, turn around, be able to go back out and take that one out again. And then these two tracks here, which I painted in, are going to be for a freight part, so unload coal and stuff like that. Black lines that you can see are the car park and car driving areas. The yellow ones are the stations, and the green there is the actual station. A little car park just outside the station there. This is going to be a railway crossing, and I'm not too sure how this end's going to go. Probably coming down here to something, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at making, although this is crossing here, I'm looking at making this a tunnel here between the two sections and have a higher another level up here, just purely for modelling. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to go, because with such a small room like this, you can lay all the track out and you end up with not much room for actual models. And so one of the ideas there is over here is to where I've got a turnout here. This turnout will follow down the back of the station alongside the road, but it'll go uphill, and so it'll go up to above the road, a bridge over the road, and it'll give you another level up here. So it'll probably stop over here, maybe a pub, so it'll deliver a pub or a quarry or something, and then over here some pub or something. So that's basically it. This side hasn't been designed at all. It will have to have some sort of station to turn around, because the outer loop, the anti-clockwise loop, has got no way of getting back onto the inner clockwise loop, so that's something I need to look into. But that's day 2. I'll probably upload after day 3 when I get my other flap up, and then I'll upload this video. Right, day 3, or third day of building the new Benson Valley Model Railway, and I've got my piece that goes over the door working, which I'll show you the construction of it in a minute. This is clockwise, so it's coming this way, so that's why it spurs off here with the turnout here. So these two come down and up and follow along to a station along here, and then go into a tunnel, and this back end's not done yet, so this will follow across the back door, which I've still got to do to connect onto the whole route. And the spur here that's going along will increase again. That's going to go uphill. It's going to do hopefully a loop. I've got to get a really tight loop around here to come back down here, so it'll be a turnaround loop. So I've got to build that and figure that one out yet. So it's going to be further along down the lines. So far what I'll do is I'll get my JMRI up and running, and I'll show you how the train's running, and then I'll show you the construction of that corner. Just a little thing on the JMRI. Right, so down here I have a computer, which is an old computer I had. It's the HP 7900 series, which are extremely low powered. The reason why I bought this was for building a home server years ago, and I had this permanently on because it pulls, I think it's less than 60 watts, like a light bulb wattage power. So I've upgraded it to 4 gigabytes of RAM, and I'll probably put a solid state drive in there now, so that it runs a lot faster. So it's a nice little computer. If anyone's building Model Railway and want a PC to run it, I would suggest these one of the best ones, just because of the amount of the low power consumption, and you can always upgrade them like I've done, so that they run at quite a good speed. So that's computer done, and my screen's up here for my Panel Pro. One of the things I'm going to do across the door, hopefully across the door, is to install a magnetic bridge, which if anyone's seen the Model Railway hobbyist magazines on YouTube, I'm going to put a clip below for the video they did it on, and it was about 20 minutes into the video. They show you how they put a bridge across here and using neo magnets to hold it in place, so you can just push it in, clip it out quite easily without having any of the physical hinges and everything else like this one over here. So I've just lowered this one to show you how I've constructed this. So this is just basic wooden frame with the chipboard on top, which is quite heavy but makes it more sturdy, hinged in place. And the reason why I've hinged it to go down rather than up is because when if I made it go up, it makes it sometimes more awkward. Well, number one, with screens at the top. But if you had track, I haven't got this problem really, but if you had track going across here, with it going up, it can catch the track a lot more easily. So that's the main construction of that. And then for the electrical connection, I'm only using at the moment is an audio connection, which is working really well, rather than some other connections which are more expensive. This is quite easy and cheap. I'll probably mount this up here at some point. I could make touch pads, but touch pads have got to be really accurate. And then the other end's just the same opposite audio connection. And then I've got brass holes made up just for putting the chute bolts in, so that it holds it all in place. And that's it really. I'm going to lift it up now. It's going to be awkward to do. I'm holding the camera at the same time, so not sure. So lifting it into position, I then just push the chute bolt in, and then I'll do the same over the other side, and then it'll all be leveled up. So without the chute bolt in the other side, you can see where it's in focus, this isn't quite level at the moment. But as soon as I put that back chute bolt in, that levels up. So I'll level this up, I'll get the connection made up, and then I'll show you the train running around quite smoothly. Right, so I've just got the panel power up and running, and the throttle connected up, so address free on my train that I'm going to be running. So another thing just to mention, this is all going to be run off a mouse controlling on the screen, and I'd like to be able to connect up a handheld controller. I don't like the Wi-Fi engine app that they do on JMI, purely because my Wi-Fi connection drops out quite a bit out here, and then when it drops out I lose control completely of the trains. They just go continuously, I can't stop them. Unless there's a way around that, or anyone knows of a network connected version of doing it, it'd be great to put the comments below, because I'd like to learn how to do that. I know that online there is someone, I can't remember his name, that built a handheld controller, which is what I'm going to look up one day, and I'll start to build that, but it's a long way off from what I need to be doing at the moment. But for now I use the mouse, and the problem with the mouse is you've got to be looking at the screen to be able to turn the train on and off, which is not really easy sometimes when the train's gone away. So anyway, I'm going to move the train along, show you it going across the track. I'll do it at quite a slow speed at first. So one of the problems I've with one of the turnouts is these wheels at the front here on this loco. They're very, very light wheels, and they do derail across the turnout going backwards, which I haven't been able to work out. I think it might be the build of this train rather than the track. This is a Chinese build, so it's probably very lightweight. Maybe I could weigh it down, but it's something to look into. I'll show you if I can get it in video going backwards. Oh, it didn't do it that time. That's good. I've been playing around with it to try and get it to work, and so that's only that section that does it. Another beauty that I find is the noise. I think you might have heard it then when it goes across the joint, which makes it sound more like a realistic train going across some sort of bridge system. So I'll do that again. Right, so let's go again. And that's it basically. The video will be a bit jumpy, sorry about that, because I'm holding it and trying to control the computer at the same time, and I'm having a bit of problems with the focusing, so some of it might be out of focus. Just the last thing then, the other thing on these connections, which I'll show you if I can zoom in, is that I've done the joints with some copper nails which I've nailed in, and then I've soldered them both sides of the joint so that it keeps this sturdy and stops it coming apart. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I think I've got to do some work on this video camera. It's not the best video camera, even for the price of it, at focusing. It's very slow at focusing, so I'm sorry if it's out of focus. So for now, I'm going to be getting on with building up this side so I can get to this bridge area to do the bridge. I want to get a continuous loop. That's my main goal at the moment. Before I build anything else, I've still got lots of sensors and lots of track laying to do. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll try and get out another video as soon as I can. Hopefully I'll have a full loop going around soon, and I'll get that second video out then.